Sometimes every morning they saw the sunshine. Yes.
Sunrise.
Yes, sunrise.
So it seems like you don't know much for various reasons. You're not there, or you do not know any Hindu. You did not read anything on it. So you'd be reading from here. Even though it's written by a Westerner, he's American, and he wrote this book. So I'm not saying it's all absolutely correct, because he was not born and raised in this faith. And same is going to happen when we study Buddhism. One person wrote on every tradition. So this is difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult to know one tradition. And here we'll be studying 5. But, that's the way it is. Come on in. Thank you. And so we're looking at Hinduism. I'm going to lecture for a while, okay? Maybe today we're going to leave a bit earlier. So if we leave around 8:30 or so, I'm going to still give you a break because it's 2 hours already. So maybe around 7:30 you can take a short break rather than 8. And then we will have the rest of the 45 minutes to that. Okay. I'm going to, while you are going to take a break, I would write down a few things on the board. But for now, just listen to me. And if you don't follow me, ask me. So we are going back 2500 to 3000 BC. BC, anybody knows what BC means?
BC. Before Christ.
Before Christ, right?
Before Christ.
Okay. So we're looking at 25 to 3000. Nobody has the correct timing. Nobody knows exactly. And definitely I can't tell you. I was not born then, or even if I was born, I can't remember. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. So 2500 to 3000 BC, we're looking at the northeastern part of India. Okay? And think about one thing. If you want to know something about somebody, what is the best way to know? Talk to them, right? If I want to know something about Victoria, I will ask her. I would watch her. Or I will read about her. Or she will talk. Since we are not there 2500 BC, we have no way to check things out, right? We don't have any way of checking things out. But as we're looking at, where are we going to find it? Well, beginning of last century, they found 2 areas of India and Pakistan, which presently called Pakistan, next country. It was part of India before. They found some areas and they found 2 cities. For now, just listen to me, then I would write it down. The name was, okay, first just listen, there's 2 cities. Why are we concentrating on 2 cities? They started to excavate and they found 2 beautiful cities. The cities, this is the description, and I'm going to give you some work to do in the class. The description is that they found cities which were very organized, the way, in terms of plan. It's excellent engineering, evidence there. It was on the bank of a river called, I'm saying I'm not going to write, but I'm going to write now. Okay, you're looking at India, right?
Yeah.
people who are part of India, the people who follow this particular tradition is called Hindu, right? It's coming from the name of a river called Indu. That's the Indian name. At the hand of Westerners, it changed. The name became Indus. So people who lived on the bank of this river, they're called Hindus, and the river is called Indus. So this is called Indus Valley.
That's where civilization.
Indus Valley Civilization. That's the name. Okay. And all we find two areas. And these two areas, we find two excellent, wonderfully done cities. And these are the things they found in the city. See, it's almost like people are no longer there. How would you know what kind of people they were? What did they do? It's like you have to go to a building and find out what kind of people lived there, what kind of people they were, what did they practice. So you try to find things, and that's the way you come up. Suppose everybody in this earth is dead, gone. 3,000 years later, from another planet, people come in. How would they figure out what kind of people we were? By finding things. Okay, they practiced this probably, or they ate this, or this is the way they lived, and this is the way they died, and that's what you do. It's almost like if you want to know something about her or her, you go to their homes. You find out what kind of life they have, what they believe in, what they practice, what they like, what they dislike, right? That's the way you found it. Similarly, these are the things they found, among many. I'm going to concentrate only on a few because this is a religion class. So I would concentrate on anything that has kind of religious significance. So they found a statue who is in meditative posture, a man doing meditation in a lotus position, sitting posture. His eyes are half closed, and he's surrounded by animals. And there's a snake, there are other animals. Okay, so that's one thing. They also found multiple statues of pregnant women. Why pregnant women? You know, and they're not even that pretty. You know, they're just statues of women. They also found some seals. That means, seals. And what they have, tree. And they have some animals. Okay. So these are some of the objects that they found. They also found that the entire city has been well planned. They have sewer system, watering system, and there are two kinds of housing. One seemed to be like big halls, they're not quite sure who live there, or maybe they have used it for some purposes, and one ordinary, regular houses. Okay. They also found in those houses some kind of an altar. And on the altar, they have different statues. Okay. Now, there are many other things they found, but these are the most significant ones. These are the questions I'm going to throw at you, and you have to figure this out. Number one, who is this man that they found one statue in a sitting posture, in meditative posture? Who is he? He seemed to be on the back straight, meditating, and eyes are half closed. And what does he stand for? Really? What do these statues of female stand for? What are they? What did they use it for? Okay. What was those houses used for? Not the ordinary one, the other one. Big building, very plain, but big buildings. According to many scholars, that culture did not change for 1,000 years. Did not change. Here, you take 6 months not to go on the street, another time you go, it changed. Things are changing rapidly. Why would it not change there? And then why did it change after that? Okay, so these are some of the questions. For each group, I am going to give you a question to think about and discuss. Then we will have some ideas of what this Indus Valley civilization stood for. That is pre-Hinduism. I kept everything the same pretty much. So I just told you some of these things. And there's 2 seals we are going to also discuss. But for now, I like to see which item you're going to take and discuss with your partner. We have 6 people here. We have 5 people here. So I guess we have to make 2 groups here, 1, 2 people and 1, 3. And here you can have 1 partner. Unless you're falling asleep. Okay. Which question?
The man
Who is that man? Okay, next. Do we have a lot of mosquitoes here? Huh? They're biting you, right?
Yeah.
They are, right?
You want me to turn on the aircon? The mosquito will fly on me.
Really? It's up to you.
Some air.
Are you being beaten by mosquitoes?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, mũi trắng phải được. Yeah.
Are they biting you?
Not yet. Very, 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 very.
There's no mosquitoes that side?
Quite like yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. I'm having a hard time sitting here. Okay, so she's taking the statue of that man. Okay, other people. Who is your partner? Oh, 2 of you. Okay, who is your 2 of you? Okay, which one? Think about it. Which one you're going to take?
Woman pregnant.
Women?
Women pregnant.
Are pregnant women?
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 of you. Which 3?
It's my partner.
Who are you? That's your partner?
Yeah.
3 of you?
Yeah.
But he is alone there. 3 and 2.
The venerable come to the master living room.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So the statue of man has been taken. Statues of pregnant women have been taken. And then what?
We will take the building, never change the same.
Or not change, but what does it stand for?
Oh, what is the same for the building?
Yeah. What did they use it for?
Yeah.
What did you use it for?
What's the building?
Okay, Victoria, which one are you taking?
Can you see?
Yeah.
Why do you think a culture that was so fast growing? Okay, stop talking. When I'm talking, everybody has to stop. I get very distracted. So the question is, a culture that was so advanced for that time frame, that they had sewer system, running water, a flushing toilet, not like ours, they had some kind of a system, and all the streets were straight, and parallel, and the temple. We didn't find any temple. Okay? The question would be, what did they do? Did they have any spiritual inclination of any kind? If they had, what kind would that be? But the main question is, why is it a culture did not change for this length of time? That's the question you can raise. No, it's not a hard. Think about it. So a culture that is fast growing and very advanced, like for example, this culture is a fast growing culture. Okay, we are highly technical. We rely on a lot of scientific data, and all of a sudden, if we stop growing, what does that mean? Why would we stop? There has to be a reason. Why would we stop? Think about it carefully.
COVID-19.
Sorry, I can open.
We also find all three questions. Now, they took the only that couple, they haven't decided yet, but I will give them the question. They found 2 seals. And on the seal, it's like whether they used it for monetary purposes, we don't know. But you don't have this part of my lecture. When I'm talking, I don't want to hear anybody talk.
Sorry.
Because that distracts the whole class. It's happening quite often. So we are looking at, if you're looking at the seals, you will find that they would have certain emblem. There are some pictures there. And the question would be, they found a tree, picture of a tree and picture of an animal. The tree is all wide open and there is no fencing or anything. No, actually there's a fence around the tree or something like that. But the animal is totally free, beautiful and free. Well, animals should be in the cage, or they would be restrained, or they would have a leash. Nothing. They're free. And she is kind of in bondage, almost like you have a fence around it. So, you're doing the middle part, the picture of the tree is there. Why do you think the tree is guarded and animals are free? Total opposite. Why? So those are the 2 questions. I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you 10 minutes, or now, how much time do you need? How about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And then we will have 7:20, and then we will discuss some. We will come back. We'll take a break. 7:40 we start. 7:40 to 8:30 we'll have discussions. Okay.
But the question us is why the culture
If they can stop changing,
or stop
they're growing. They're so advanced for that time frame. Then it stopped. Why did it stop? Why would you stop? There's nobody to answer those questions. We're not there. There's nothing written, but we do find written languages. But nobody, up until now, nobody deciphered that. There are some scholars who said it's similar to South Indian dialects.
So why the culture was changing?
Changing, it's so advanced for that time frame.
Culture or the community or
the whole thing, whole place, why did they stop changing or advancing? An advanced culture doesn't all of a sudden stop advancing. Unless there's something is there. What could it be? So we're going to take these bits and pieces of knowledge and put them together and see what it means.
Next door, she had the bottle of peppermint rice. So I will give everybody some to rub the mosquito won't bite me.
Peppermint?
Yeah, peppermint.
Oh, I didn't know that. Where did you get that?
My friend, she's next room. Let me go get it.
Who is your friend?
Kênh. She's the next
Loanne.
Loanne.
Oh, she has the peppermint.
Yeah, she has the peppermint.
Oh, she's in the class.
No, she's in why do you know
The kitchen room.
Kitchen?
Yeah, in the kitchen.
Okay.
Next to the kitchen.
Well, if she doesn't mind, are you going to give it to everybody?
No, if anyone wants, because it's quite perfect.
Really?
Every time you rub on the hand,
peppermint?
yeah, it smells really good. Trust me. With one minute.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, please.
If I get more bites, it's your fault.
I see the mosquito bite your feet. Yeah.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
You're seeing the mosquitoes?
No, you go every time.
Oh, you're doing that.
Our partner is about.
Okay. Your job would be to find out or think about. This is called critical thinking. You're going to think why the tree is surrounded by some kind of restricted area.
Yeah.
And animals should be in a restricted area, but animals seem to be free.
Yeah.
Why?
How about our proposed question?
Your question?
Yeah.
Your question is, who are these women?
Why the pregnant? Why the
Why only all the women that we are finding, they are pregnant?
It's pregnant and then it's mosquito won't bite anymore.
Why did they fear the special women pregnant?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, you rub and rub on your feet.
Okay. All right. Everybody is clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because this worked really good every time I went.
I think they love my blood, probably. Oh, they're doing that to you too?
Yeah.
Mấy người em làm một tháng.
There's only 3 of us has the best blood, probably here.
My blood type O.
Huh?
My blood type O.
I don't even know what my blood type is.
Blood type O is the mosquito like the most.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Imagination. It's shocking.
Okay, everybody ready?
Yeah.
7:10.
Yeah.
Should be done by 7:25.
We do have that.
Anybody call me? No. Oh no, everything is gone. Can I bring them back? How do I bring it back?
You erase.
My mistake.
Mình erase không có là được rồi hay không?
It's gone.
Yeah, so some and then doing more comparison. Human nature will respond is
You have 5 more minutes, right? No, that's not enough. You're done? You're done? You're done? Are you done?
Not yet.
And they are not done. And what I would like you to do, anybody who is doing whatever your topic is, you are going to something. That's your homework assignment. Yeah. You're going to discuss today, but you're going to write it up also. Okay? So you're going to be practicing writing and speaking. Do you know somebody who needs to practice both? Right? Your partner should help you. If you practice it in the class. Okay, so you're done. So are you done? Are you done? So you and the last, those 2 people, these two pairs are not done. You're not done?
Not yet.
Okay. You will bring in these questions and answers to me next week.
Next week?
Yeah. You're already done anyway. Just write it up, type it up, whichever. Okay.
Can you write hands in tree?
I don't know why it goes all the way up like that. I'm not doing something right.
It's normal. People do that when they write on the board.
I know that, but I've been writing on the board for 40 years, but it never goes this much up. But I'm not quite sure. Okay. What's happening? Don't go online. Stop going online unless you are just looking at the materials. I wanted you to think.
Yeah.
I can ask you to research now.
Yeah.
I'm asking your brain to think.
Yeah.
And then you're going to do the work at home and then bring it back. Okay?
We're starting the class.
Okay, right. Okay, we're all done. You're going to tell me now. Who's going to start?
Okay. I really think that
Should we close the door or what? No? Maybe the mosquitoes are coming in. They're attending the class.
we think that is the kind of a person got the power, like king or maybe like the man, they have a high level.
Where did you find that? Did you find online?
Or yes.
And then you have to look at the line.
Sorry, yeah, because I became 30. I think it's maybe the man, like the man he want to use the perfect way to have for himself or himself for himself. That's why he puts the classes like the meditation.
So the man in a seated posture, back straight, eyes half closed, surrounded by animals. So it seems like they're very much into nature and respecting nature. And they are, this particular man is the one statue that they found, I think. And of the same man, they may have found others, but same man. And as you online teaching shows that either he was something to be leader from the seated posture, and it seems like either he was a priest of some kind, in a religious area, some hierarchical order in your eyes, or he could have been a political king. But it doesn't seem like he was fully a political king. It's a mixture of both. Okay, so but there's some kind of leadership or an exemplary character or someone who is being followed by the rest, the mass. So that's who he was. But the meditation shows there is this particular ritual was practiced even then. That's 2500 BC. From the sitting, it's the way people meditate. And actually,
What's that yoga or something?
yoga, something to do. I remember going to Mexico City in 1980s, and in the museum I saw some of those statues, old statues that they uncovered in that area. So, you don't know. They do say the Mexicans may have been from India, which I'm not sure. But anyway, forget about the Mexico part, but this is who it was. Let's see who dealt with all these pregnant women. Who are they?
For my opinion, is the people at that time, they worship to the women, or they worship to the women god.
Goddesses?
Yeah, and like the mother, so they create the statues to worship, to sing about the mother, to give their life and protect them from the disaster.
So, in most of the old cultures, we find that people have worshipped fertility goddesses. That means the land is fertile, women are fertile, men cannot give birth, we can. The land is giving you fruits and vegetations. It has a life of its own that comes out. Okay? So we're looking at that in those days, in many old cultures, that people have worshipped that power of birth. Okay, so the people who are capable of giving birth. Okay, so fertility is the word here. That fertility goddesses were worshipped in many cultures, and very possible what we find in many of those houses at altars, and altars had those statues. So maybe they have worshipped those. Okay. What do we do? Okay, now let's go into the other part. The trees, why the trees are fenced and animals are free? Why?
Because the human always scared. Yeah, sometimes, sometimes when you walk outside, when in the morning, like the dog or birds look up, they always run away. So they go to stay on the tree, right? So it's for safety for animal or human being like snake, chicken, cow also have the tree light for stay for safety. Like
So, one thing at a time. Why do you think they fence the trees? We don't fence the trees always, unless it's a small one. We don't fence a big tree. The trees are all on their own.
but or in Hinduism, they worship
The trees
the tree. I think that
and the animals.
yeah, and they have think that they have for Maya they think that have God.
Okay.
And human live in the tree. So anywhere have Hinduism, they have the worship.
And the fence has to do with what?
For place for protect.
Protecting.
Yeah, protecting and for have power. They believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the animals? Why do you think animals are free? We should restrain them. They could attack you. They could be violent. Why would you have animals being free? Why?
So the animals animal free because
Okay. Think about it. Okay, tell me why.
Well,
What do you think that big building stands for? If there's a big building there, and it's nondescript, that means it's nothing that's great. It's an ordinary building, but it's a big building, open space inside. What do you think that was used for?
I think that's building is for the ritual
Rituals.
that everybody gather together
Right.
and pray for their belief
Mhm.
and in very big ceremony.
Okay.
That's the purpose.
Why do you think that culture did not change for 1,000 years? I can see in some cultures they are not changing. Even now, if you go to some indigenous areas where the cultures are not changing for many, many years. But this culture seems to be quite advanced. And I get distracted when someone talks when I'm with you. And I would not appreciate any kind of talking. If you have any question, ask me. Okay, I say that repeatedly, I'm not going to repeat it again. So, you are looking at a culture that is rapidly changing and so advanced for 2,500 years before Christ. Why would they all of a sudden stop? I can see some old cultures who never changed, they're remaining in the same, did not change for thousands of years. But why would this culture would not change? What was the reason behind it? It doesn't seem like they have no intelligence. They're intelligent people. You can see in their architecture, you can see in their surroundings, the way they mapped out the area, their sewer system, running water, running toilet, and artifacts all over the places. They have a written language, so they must have a spoken language also. So, and all of a sudden you decide not to change?
Our first thought is the possibility of development of aesthetic practices where people focus on the being aesthetic lifestyle, but they don't need much, they don't care about development, they don't care about business, they don't care economy, they just live peacefully, focus on inner peace and being reborn in higher realms. That's not existed in this world.
Okay. So let's go over all of them, because remember, we're not there. Anybody who's giving you the interpretations, they're not there either. We're just trying to assess it. We're just trying to figure it out. So whatever little bit knowledge we have at the present time, we are trying to figure it out. What is it that you're looking for? Excuse me? What is it that you're looking for? Why are you looking at the screen? Why? Is there anything I can help you with? Ask me. So if you're constantly looking at the screen, you're not listening to me.
And this means
No, you cannot do simultaneously two things.
Sorry.
Yeah, just pay attention to what's being told. Because that's why you're looking for it in there. I'm giving you the answers. And if I don't find those answers in the exam, then you are not going to get much points. So pay attention. That's respecting someone. It's a disrespectful attitude when someone is talking and you're interrupting. I deserve that much respect in the classroom. When you're talking, I'm not stopping you. I might question. So if you have any question, ask me. I've been saying that for the last 3 weeks. And that's not going to happen again in the classroom. Okay, so we're looking at train of thought. This goes. Okay, so we're looking at the situation. Let's figure it out. The statue of man. We do see the man in a sitting position. It's the exact position that we assume when we meditate. His hands are on his lap, the back is straight, and eyes are half closed, it's not wide open, surrounded by animal. Interpretations could be twofold. One, that he was some sort of a spiritual leader. Also could be a political leader. It could be mixed into one, they both. And we're also looking at the animals around him. That means they had an affinity to nature. They loved nature. They saw power in nature, and they respected nature. We can see that the early signs of respect towards nature. So that's one of the things you can know. Who he was exactly, we do not know. We're assuming he was a spiritual political leader who had great deal of influences over the population of that area, and people honored him. Okay. We're looking at the fertility goddesses, as I said. Why is essential? You have to live. And if you want to live, then you want to have, the fertility of the land. You need the food. And you also have to honor the fertility of a woman because she's giving birth. That's the way you came up. It's very interesting how later in years, in every tradition, women had been put down. Yet man cannot give birth, even now. Okay? And we don't have that honor, right? So we see that they're honoring them. They're honoring the feminine power. Okay? So we see that. And later years, now this is the connections we are going to make. That the man you saw, he looks very similar to a later god named Shiva. The feminine statues that you saw, that could be similar to some fertility or other types of goddesses, but not all of them. Not all of them look pregnant in later tribes, really. But so primarily they are fertility goddesses. We find the animals are free and the tree is fence. Well, when somebody is attacked, a tree cannot run away. Tree needs different type of protection. But if you're being attacked, I want to run away. I don't want to be in chains. The animals should not be chained. They're free and beautiful. So you're honoring different types of powers. The power of nature in two different ways, through animals, through the vegetations or tree. Later in Hinduism, you find both. The animals are honored and also trees, different animals. Every god and goddess has an animal attached to it. And they are similar in nature. So it's a very complex picture Hinduism there. So we got that. What happened to that building? What did it stand for?
For the place people gathered for the ritual and prayer,
That way.
and then lecture of the moral.
Yes. It's very interesting. You don't find any temple per se there. So if you look at the modern, nowadays the temples, and even 1,000 years ago, the temples were ornate, beautifully done, and this is not even a temple. It's an ordinary, nondescript building. And so, which means that could have been used for community meetings, also for religious purposes. People got together there and performed some of the ceremonies or festivities, possibly. Now, why didn't it change?
They want to reserve the respect for the spiritual belief, and they respect the religion.
Did you say already why it didn't change? You did. So the idea was what? Why didn't they change?
Because they need the religion approval.
Think about it. What are the reasons people change?
They have so many
So you want something, or you're unhappy about what you have, and you are seeking to have something you don't have, or other people's influence. Somebody's using a different type of watch, then everybody is using the same kind of watch. Let's see what kind of watch you have. That blood pressure, that measures blood pressure.
Just like something.
Yeah. See, and all of a sudden, even when I was visiting India, I see everybody has that watch. I don't, but everybody. So people are influenced by outer sources. These are the three major reasons why people change or a culture changed. So what happened to them? Apparently at that time, no outside visitors maybe. So they were not much influenced. Everything at that point that they needed. But that didn't make them happier. So then you start to wonder, why is it? Everything I want, I got it, and I'm still unhappy. If I'm still unhappy, and my source of happiness I'm looking for outside, and they are not there, because I got everything I could, I'm still unhappy. So maybe it's time for me to reverse the process and go inward rather than outward. This didn't help. Going outward and building and expanding and changing and becoming a very civilized, forward-looking culture. Seems like you remain, this one thing is still there. You're still unhappy. So at the end of the day, everything you do, if you're still unhappy, there is some mistakes we are making. That's why you remain unhappy. So since this way is not working, go this way. Possibly, they decided, well, all these advancements did not make us happy. Take a look at this country. You have everything. You need one TV. Who has only one TV? Everybody has 5 TVs. 4 or 5, every room has a TV. And I'm just thinking, my house burned down, every room had a TV. And now I didn't have any TV, right? So what is it? You want one car, you change that, or you buy another car. We are constantly trying to change, you keep on thinking, if I buy 2 more pieces of clothes, or this pair of shoes, or that jewelry, or that building, or some stock market today, I will make more money, build another house. I'm still in the same elbow. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not doing it. So, let's go inward and see what we can find there. Maybe that will make me happy. Okay? So, this is pretty much the sum and substance, but then again, we do not know that that's exactly what they believed in. Because we're not there, they're not coming back to tell us exactly what they believed in. And there was nothing written, and whatever is written, we can't even read or decipher. So, we are on our own to make some interpretations out of what we are looking at. It's like, if you really want to find out what kind of a person she is, just go and take a look at her room. The books she reads, things she keeps, I'll show you, what she's like, where her interest lies, who she is associating with, what books is she reading, what is she watching, what does she do all day. So that will give you an idea of her profile. Okay, we can profile. She could be a profiler, So we are pretty much profiling Indus Valley civilization. I can't believe I think it's going all the way up there. But anyway, you go and take a break. It's 7:45 almost, actually 44. Come back in 10 minutes. The next 35 minutes, I will proceed from there to the next phase of our journey. Okay?
10 phút trả lời.
You need to start talking in the class. You too. This is your chance. This is my opportunity. You should not lose. Nobody's going to feel anything. They listen to you. Nobody's going to laugh at you. I don't speak Vietnamese. Are you laughing at me? No. So why would I laugh at you? No. But you can practice. If your opportunity. Right? Little by little every day. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to take this break.
Ngộ nha, ở trường gì đó mà
everyone who know this word scare, right? Sorry. Scare showing animal which are free, right? Question topic việc mình chính scare mình scare dạ với cái người dân đây gì bạn hỏi giờ thì scare mình trong cái học kiến thức sau mà thì ta đôi cái đó còn scare anh bạn thấy cho bạn rất là có đến cho bạn làm cái này thấy cái đó số ảnh scale đây đang làm bài wow scale scale là bạn còn 2 câu nữa cái 12 câu đã 10 câu thôi 10 câu câu này câu 10 câu thôi 12 cái hai là hàng cái có gì ở bán tết wow how many lessons 12 or 10 12 12 về ai lúc liên quan the last is to the last one chị ở trên mình không có 12 câu hỏi cứ 10 câu là it's clear the book what lesson because to write I need to miss all of this wow yeah missionaries what you have Jesus yes,
Có sầu, có sầu sống khác. Cái sâu nhưng mà rồi ý này before that. Mất cái chữ gì vậy? Cái câu nào đó phải xem before cái that's for.
Đấy. Geometry. Geometry là 11.
No, free. Sao? Phải cái chữ khác này.
It's this.
Là chữ gì?
Okay.
Đây nói chữ ăn ốn sâu hay cái gì nè. Anh nè, cũng phải ốn sâu nữa.
I don't think so. Cái số là
Cái là chữ gì?
Phải.
Ồ, chắc chắn.
Chữ gì vậy? Tại.
Maybe this word has
this is thì đó là cái câu 12 chứ.
You know, you can. You don't know?
Yes, okay, I see. It comes. Là sao? It's made me busy always. Wow. Để có
Thì còn cái thơm của sẽ nhiều để mà muốn nó vô. Lúc đấy thời gian để học cách biết được là học nó gì mà cái đó phải là cái sự rất rỡ như nhau lúc nào rồi mình quên cái test là giá này mình làm đến từ cái nào phải test của chắc cơ quan nên làm thế nói vậy mà giờ nó sẽ không phải gì rồi mình sẽ tham gia vào đấy đây là mình cái thời gian không là thêm và không có để thôi rồi với cái chữ là nét cái gì mình hiểu xem là viết xuống không đó cái này là cái bài hôm trước cho tuần tới thôi cái bài hôm trước hôm nay thì chúng ta có cái là cô free đó còn làm con cho free con làm việc tại Nam Châu mà hiểu gì đó hả có 6 câu rồi 5 câu rồi giỏi lắm 7 câu rồi thì là đợi câu rồi mình sau cái kỳ thi thì mình mới học con cho tại vì mình đang học free còn có 2 ngày nữa đi biết có gì thì chị được thôi rồi thì trong con tôi biết là tự nhớ đấy như nó kiểm tra rồi thì nó không kiểm tra đấy không nhớ không cái là cái gì mà sẽ nói sao nhưng nó Rồi thoát ra cái trường như thế nào rồi không phải là tôi hai nêu cái là khi mà ăn
Nhóm nó sẽ cần ở cái anh vậy thôi, nhóm này là tiếng đúng không ạ?
có xin đi nói
Mà
đây sẽ hay nói ai nghe không nhận ra dạ sư không nói là sư nói không có thành giúp gì sư câu hỏi nha. Khi sư câu hỏi cả mọi người đều cùng nhau ra trường nha. Tiếng Việt mà để mình thầy nói thầy nghe xong mình nói mình nghe.
it's coming, professor is coming.
Because sư không
It's coming.
Okay. What happened around 1500 BC, or a little bit after, maybe a little bit before that? Oh, I forgot to close the door. And
One more left.
2 months. Okay, he comes. Okay, so we are looking at from the northwestern areas that people are entering. Okay, northeastern, northwestern, northwestern, I think that's people are entering from outside. And we are not quite sure where they are coming from. There are many theories behind it. Some things they're coming from Iran, some things they're coming from Scandinavia, but people are coming in. And it doesn't seem like there was any war that taking place there, but some sort of a mixture started to flow out of that, migration. It's very interesting. They do find in northern India, like when people say Indians look alike, they don't. Because if you go to northern India, we have blue-eyed blondes. And if you go to southern India, it's very dark because they're on the side of the ocean. And they have communities in the northern part of India. They look very different. They look like Scandinavians almost. Okay. But they have also fire worshippers. There are all kinds of different things happen with the migration. People could not quite reach to down south because that's a long way to go. But there was a mixture that took place. And out of that mixture comes a new language. Okay? The language is called Sanskrit. It means well formed. It means well formed. That language became the mother language of all Indian dialects. Like Latin is the mother language of all Western languages or dialects. That is your Indian Sanskrit. Now, the Pali is coming out of Sanskrit also. Yeah. Pali is the broken Sanskrit. Yeah. They call it broken Sanskrit. Yeah. So it's a very beautiful language and very well defined and well formed, and they have an extraordinary grammatical system, very difficult though. When I went to school from 6th grade to 11th grade, Sanskrit was compulsory. Mandatory. You have to take it. Now I think things have changed. So Sanskrit is one language that if you look at as a mother tongue, it's a dead language, very much like your Latin, but it's alive through all the dialects, And so we're looking at the language. So earliest scriptures are written in Sanskrit. And what is it that we are finding? We are finding a very different type of scenario. We are finding like whole band of gods and goddesses, not that many goddesses, mostly gods. And some of those names are very familiar, similar to maybe, Greek and Roman names also. They're coming from somewhere else. Okay? The fire worship came from somewhere else. And we are also finding out that what happened to the Indus Valley people, nobody knows. Where they have gone from there, we do not know. So the earliest scripture that we find is called Vedas.
The Vedas.
Vedas. It comes from possibly the root video. That means to know, to observe. Possibly, but we're not sure. But a lot of times people would say, a lot of Western theorists would say, it's coming from outside. It can't be all coming from outside. Because if it came from outside, everything that's in India, then wherever that's coming from, it should exist there. Am I correct? If you say that whatever we have in this room, it's coming from next door, then next door must have similar things. If we don't find it anywhere else.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but if it came from outside, where is that outside? It should be there somewhere in outside also. So we don't find it anywhere else. So if we don't find it anywhere else, and it exists in India, that means it is also indigenous to India or Indian people.
Yeah.
Okay? We already found the signs of goddess worship, and that's Indian culture has the strongest goddess worship in the world, historically, and also geographically. So we are looking at fertility goddesses. And we are also looking at the meditation that existed way before anything else. It seems like it. It's not just a man sitting there and thinking. It's a man actually making an effort to do certain ritual of meditation. And so, it reminds me of something very interesting, and I will bring this up. I have, he passed away, was a very evolved guru. And I know the story. If he was still alive, last year he would be 150. So, but I did see him when he was in 120 or so, I forget, I remember him, But I heard stories about him that he used to live in a different part of India. And he was a monk since he was a child, because his parents died. But family left a lot of lands where the original homeland is. And he would go once a year to secure all the grains. And then he would sell them. And then he would use that for monasteries and all these convents. He would be using that. But he would also go another time, and people couldn't figure out where he goes. He would just disappear. Is there somebody came in and that? Okay, there are a lot of those, yeah. So they couldn't find him. And year after year goes, the local people used to think, well, there must be a gold mine or something there up on the mountain. It's very thick jungle. People didn't go there. There are a lot of animals there. And people did not, it was dangerous. So people didn't go there. And it's very high. And he would disappear, and people didn't know where he was going. So one time, some locals, the villagers, followed him or looked for him for a long time. And they found him, that he was under a tree in meditation, and there are snakes sitting on his lap, and there are other ferocious animals around him. So somebody got the gun to kill the animals, and he opened his eyes and stopped and he said, don't. And they said they're going to, eat you up with all these especially venomous snakes. He said they wouldn't. They are my friends. They protect me. So he used to go there 3 months at a time. Nothing with him, no, except a little clothes. He didn't have anything with him. He would, I don't know that he ate or not eat. Like 3 months at a time, I think. So that was very interesting that people found him and a similar type of Indus Valley civilization statue in sitting position, meditating and surrounded by animals and snakes. So we are looking at the people who came in versus people who were there. They have a description of it in the earliest part of the Vedas. And stage by stage, they're describing what type of people they were. The people who came in, the description was that they were tall and taller and bigger compared to the Indus Valley people. Okay. The people who came in, they were probably blonde, blue-eyed, and tall, and big, and very physically strong. Very much into physical effort. Whereas the Indus Valley people were a little on the quiet side, peaceful side. They're not that much into war or anything. They didn't have any war like techniques or any ammunitions there that they found. But the people who came from outside, they were very good at war techniques. They're warriors. They also brought with them music, people who came in. And they love to drink, very much into alcohol. And they ate and drank and then having fun, that kind of people. As opposed to the industry people, they're much more into reflective mode. As opposed to the oncoming people, they are very, very active. So whatever happened to these people, we do not know. But a mixture took place. So the Indian culture, according to many, it's a mixture of those two. But most of the ideas are possibly already there in India. Because the people who came in, they didn't have any written language. They had only oral language. Indus Valley had both. Okay. They didn't know all these new techniques of building or expanding or creating a civilization. Indus Valley did. The people who came in, they're very active into war techniques. They were not. And people who came in, they're very much into music. I do not know that they had music or not. We don't see any sign of it. I'm sure they had it, but it's not highlighted. So these are some of the things we find. So when you open up Vedas, you find passage after passage of the description of these people who are coming in. People who lived in Indus Valley, they are called the Dravidians. Right. Dravidians. As opposed to people who are coming in, they are called the Aryans. Okay. And that's why I've seen forms sometimes. They're asking in your application or something. In this country, I think I've seen that word somewhere where Indian, they put it in here, Aryans, because we do have that mixture. But that mixture took place such a long time ago, it doesn't make much of a sense now. Anyway. So these are the descriptions. The Aryans loved music. They loved horses. They loved to drink and go totally drunk. And that's their picture, that many of them would be drunk. but they had a very good heart. They are great warriors, and they also into some sort of justice, but somehow they complemented each other, these two groups of people. So the earliest scripture is the Vedas, and that's what we are going to tap in, and that's where different passages we are going to read and make sense of it. Okay, so let's open the text. So we are looking at your chapter 3. Chapter 3 on page 75. Okay, and so I would take a look at it, and I would ask you to read up to page 82. Actually, you have enough time. You can read more than that, but I don't want to. Yeah, so it's going to be page 75 to 82. That is your reading assignment. So I'm going to take this out and I'm going to write it down, your reading assignment.
Reading assignment.
Homework?
Reading assignment.
So, for the next week. Okay, that would be your chapter 3.
8. 25 to 83.
Okay. How about writing assignments? Typed. You're going to type it, not handwritten, okay? Yeah.
Typing assignment.
Yeah. 1 to 2 pages. On the discussed topic. That is, whatever you discussed, okay? Okay? These are your 2 assignments. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just write, just type. So you're going to 1 to 3, you're going to shrink it. So by using really large font.
I'm not using P.
Now, when there's a question, please, the discuss topic between the group of only the two.
Yeah. Topic discussed with your partner.
Okay.
Okay. Is everybody clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what else that you didn't submit today?
Excellent.
So we just write out the discuss in the graph, or we can look for on the online to writing something more, or just like any information in the graph.
No, that, and also if you want to go online, that's fine this time. But when I ask you first to do it, I'm asking your brain to work. Not just rely on AI and everybody else, okay? So use your brain because it's going to disappear soon then. Okay, so try to do that. Anybody else has any other question?
So we have to plan our further, the last week, the second
No, separate. Individually do it. You already did it with your partner. Now do it individually. Okay?
Typing assignment is the topic that we discussed last month.
Discuss with your partners. Yeah.
So one of
What? Nobody's taking him?
Yeah.
3 of you.
3.
And he's joining him in the back. Everybody's okay? Any other question? Does he know what we are going to be doing?
Yes.
Ask him.
I will tell him.
Do you know what we are doing? What happened?
Professor, don't worry, he sleep with me.
You better not say that. Then it's to others.
You don't have to go through the detail.
He sleeps in the same building.
And the same.
Okay, he lives in the same room with you. Yeah. It could be interpreted in so many different ways.
I know.
And these are monks. You better not talk about this. Yeah, I didn't hear you. So that's okay. So you'll make sure, right?
Yeah.
But is it possible for three of you to speak in English rather than Vietnamese all the time?
Actually, we want to speak, but when we want to speak.
Nothing to.
But if we speak language, everything. But we change to English. Nothing to talk to people.
Okay. Now that you have to write,
Yeah.
you have to write, right? So you can discuss that.
Next week we need to turn in the chapter 1 test.
Also, don't forget that I did not write the chapter 1 questionnaire, those questions.
Yeah.
Just remember that because I think it will be confusing now.
Yeah.
So that anybody who forgot, you are going to turn that. See, you're not realizing you're doing three things. You're learning the topic. You're also learning how to speak in English, but you're also thinking in a critical way. But if you constantly look for what AI has to say or the Facebook has to say or whatever that is that you're using, your brain just goes to sleep. You said, oh, you're going to do that? So go ahead. I'm not going to cooperate. So use your brain.
Sometimes.
It's a very fertile brain. It's better than any computer technology you have. Simultaneously, your brain works on so many levels. You're thinking, you're imagining, you are talking to yourself. Think about it. You're being critical about something, you're memorizing. Brain is doing a whole bunch of things. So try to just pay attention to it. So out of all the things that you found in Indus Valley, which one is the most fascinating one? I could mention a few more later on, but for now, which one do you think would help you to understand Hinduism? Which one?
The animal and trees. When they around the main, there's meditation sitting.
That's one also.
Yeah, because I think that when they treat the animal equal, like not harm them, they will be friendly too, and live together with in peaceful place.
Right.
And
Right.
like when you treat the natural like a tree equal, everything will be better. And they find the inner peace, like she said, peaceful message.
And you will find that later on in Hinduism, especially in the Vedic era, you would find how things are changing. They would start with many powers, many gods and goddesses, trillions of them. Sometimes they call 330 million gods and goddesses of Hinduism. They have a saying. That means there are infinite numbers of gods and goddesses. And they have names for them. And each one has a particular look, the color to everything else. And each one has a companion. Each one also has an animal companion, almost like a car that they have transportation. It's very fascinating how matching they are. And also, they have a particular time of the year, particular month, and a particular way of worshipping them, a particular color. If you're worshipping Shiva, you cannot put red flowers. And there are reasons for it. But if you're worshipping Mother Goddess, you can put all the reds you want. So every goddess and god has a particular color choice, preference, animal. So you are connecting the dots with everything in nature. Okay, so it is really fascinating, when you look at that part of Hinduism. And from there, the questions would begin that, who am I? Who is that? And they would find out all these gods and goddesses are only many faces of the same. But people don't understand that outside of Hindus. They think they are polytheists, but in a sense they are. They're worshipping so many of them. One particular trait at one point. That is going to be monotheism. Polytheism to monotheism, one God. And then they will explain it's the energy, pure energy, which cannot be described. It's there. It permeates through everything there is. It's energy. This book has energy. So Hinduism really doesn't, it shows you to respect your environment, to respect everything. That doesn't mean everybody does it, but they show basically, because it's the same energy. Whether it looks like a frog or looks like a human being or a piece of, clay, it doesn't matter. Energy for everything is alive. If you really put it under certain microscope, you see everything is thriving, even this. So even this bowl, as dead as it appears to be, it is alive. Mm-hmm. There's constant motion in here. Inside, things are moving non-stop because energy doesn't stay still. So it's moving, constant motion. And so if this is part of the same, you ought to respect that. So kicking is prohibited. People kick, but kicking also means it's a disrespectful attitude. People kick people because, they're angry or they're kids, but you don't kick things. You're told not to, but people do it anyway. We don't listen. So, because you need to respect. So, because it's alive, nothing is dead here. Everything is vibrating with energy. It's all you have to do, just go to quantum physics. And that's what your quantum physics would say. Everything is constantly in motion and everything is constantly changing. But through the changes, there is some continuity and you think this is staying. That's what you find in Buddhism. Okay? Continuity makes it look like it's the same, but it isn't. It's changing non-stop. So everybody's clear? What you're going to do, you're going to force him to read and make sense of it. You'd help him, right?
Yes.
Okay, when you said yes, you look down, you're not looking at him. So are you going to do it?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to help him, right? And so you will make him study every day. No going around and looking for Starbucks. I found them the first day.
What did you do?
Yeah, they were coming back and everybody had the Starbucks cups in there. And I was told that they love Starbucks drinks, coffee.
You went to Starbucks?
What did she say?
They can talk about children, roughly 2 years. Or anything Western to African professor.
I didn't get anything. I don't know what.
Oh, they do it in the same dormitory.
Yeah.
So they can social and teaching each other, communicating, learning from each other.
Yeah, learn from each other, practice.
Yeah.
But I think they need an outsider who speaks English to be easier for them than talking to each other.
Yeah. This home is very good English, and so does he.
He's good.
Very good. You have to talk by the textbook.
And sometimes I can speak, but he don't understand what I talk. It's
That's the problem.
He doesn't understand what you're saying.
yes.
Of course. Of course. So he has to. Are you taking any English class?
Yeah.
Where are you taking it?
This is the international.
Now?
Start. Yeah, we just start.
You just started.
The English
Oh, that's good. Here or somewhere else?
here
Here?
in Orange County.
Where?
Orange County.
Orange County.
Orange.
And this is a school or?
Yeah, this is international.
Okay, and that's where you're taking English class.
Learn English.
Also, you can go to local colleges. They have English as second language, ESL class.
Something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're going for today we're going early, and please continue reading. You have extra time today. Go home and read it. First few pages. Okay?
Thank you for today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's growing more valuable. Growing more valuable. Inside.
Professor, next week, in our temple, they have ceremony for monk, finish Wasa, 3 month retreat. So we have the ceremony. We have to stay in temple to pray and Ahuti for the end of Wasa.
In a Buddhist land.
Buddhist land.
In on Buddhist land.
On the stay.
21st? No.
Next week.
Next week. So